Hey everyone, welcome back to Told Well. I'm your host, Rafe Levy, and today we're going to be talking about how to find clubs and how to find your people at UNC. I'm joined today by two members of the Weeks of Welcome Board.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. I'm a sophomore and I'm a psychology major studying speech and hearing sciences.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm a junior studying neuroscience.
So, what was y'all's experience like when you first came to UNC and you were going through the whole process of finding clubs and finding your friend groups?
So coming to UNC, I was actually coming in my sophomore year because I'm a transfer student. So it was essentially experiencing freshman year again.
Yeah.
So part of my experience was, I guess, trying to build new routes. So I was kind of spreading far and wide, just trying to find whatever my niche would be. And part of that involved attending Soulfest and trying to reach out to people at orientation.
And Soulfest is our club fair we have at the start of the semester.
Yeah, so I attended Soulfest. I was going through Heal Life, and one of the organizations I actually got involved with was the transfers group. So transfers at UNC Chapel Hill, and they actually just helped me get connected to different resources. I was connected to my transfer mentor, and I was also just generally connected to other transfer students who were experiencing, I guess, that same feeling of starting over with me.
Yeah, like Erin mentioned, it's really important to go to Soulfest or Fall Fest, which is something that's similar. So in the pit, kind of think of like a science fair, but like with clubs. And UNC has so many clubs. I think that's the perk about a big public university. We have around like 1,000 clubs, I'd say. So, but if still you don't find like your niche interest in one of those, you can even start your own club. That's what I did recently with my co-founder because I was very interested in Alzheimer's and advocacy, but that is kind of like a niche or topic. And so I was the high school chapter founder, and so it was a heftier process, but just goes to show that if you take initiative, if you don't find something here, UNC makes it easy to start your own leadership initiative and get involved.
Yeah, and just because of like how many clubs there are, you said 1,000. There's just it's so easy to find something that's so niche and things you didn't expect to exist. I know I was surprised when I came in. I was looking through the Solfus itinerary, and one of them was aerial arts, which I didn't know what it was at the time, but it sounded interesting. Basically, like you're just flying through the air on these silks and ribbons and stuff. So that was just something really interesting and cool that I wanted to join. And aside from that, there's also like definitely professional and development academic focus clubs. One of which I'm in is UNC Health Careers Club, HCC. So it connects people with other pre-health students. So a lot of people just coming in and curious about the pre-health professions, how to get through it academically, but also people trying to find fellow pre-health students and find their community and footing over here.
Yeah, I like what you said about the aerial arts specifically. First of all, that's really cool. But second of all, we have a ton of beginner-friendly intramural sports that you can join at UNC. So that's a really great way to find a friend group. Just join a sports team, even if it's not a sport you played before. There's tons of beginner-friendly, no experience required types of clubs you can join, and that's definitely a really great way to start meeting people.
I think there's just something nice about working in a team, since that's what a lot of sports are like. So when I was in aerial arts, it was just a tight-knit group of I think 20 or so people. It was just really nice because after we successfully completed a trick, people would always just cheer and stuff. So it was a really nice environment.
Really fun.
It was just also nice to de-stress because it was after classes. So that's a benefit of clubs at UNC. They try to be mindful of times to show up. So they're usually in the evenings when classes are over.
Another way you can get involved is through professional sororities or fraternities. It's separate from Panhellenic, so if you're interested in something like community service or pre-health, business, there's so many different ways you can get involved into Greek life. For example, I'm in Omega Phi Alpha, which is a service sorority, and I found some of my best friends there. And I was a little nervous rushing as a sophomore because I feel like freshman years when people start rushing these things. But I found a great community of people, and it's just important to put yourself out there and just find a community and something that you're passionate about.
I like that a lot about how you joined your sophomore year. I think a lot of people feel like if they don't find their friend group in the first week of college, it's just completely over, but that's not true at all.
I feel like even as a junior, I'm still finding people, and I'm trying not to close myself off going into my senior year. I think I'm even planning for senior year, I'm gonna join this club and I'm gonna do something new, because I definitely feel like lately I've been very academically focused. So I just want to hop into different clubs that just sound really fun. I think one of them would probably be like a cultural club.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Filipino, and I was really interested in joining Kasama. Particularly because when I was in high school, there weren't that many Filipino kids. So when I actually came here and I would see like Kasama posting all the time, it was just actually a little bit overwhelming seeing how many people were here. But I want to get involved because like I want to learn about like people with my same background. I also just want to join this really fun looking community.
Mm-hmm. So besides clubs, what other ways did y'all like make your friend groups and like find your best friends at UNC?
I think part of it is a little bit of proximity, which is really nice. There's just so many people, you're bound to bump into somebody like multiple times.
Yeah.
And one of the first places where you're just kind of stuck with people in the same place are your dorm. So I remember when I was dorming my first year, there were just some nights where people would text the group chat and they would be like, hey, come to the kitchen if you want brownies. Or I would attend my RA events and I would just strike up random conversations with people and they would actually all be really cool. So definitely look out for those RA events. And my RA was really cool too. So just taking advantage of the events that they had, especially since they were free, and also just being open to attend them, but also being open to be the first person to reach out.
Yeah, totally agree with you about going to all the RA events. I just went a few days ago and grabbed some free snacks, and funny story, that's actually how I met some people, I think like my first week of my freshman year, and I'd say like the closest friends for me personally are like the people that you live with, like in proximity is super important, just going on like fun side quests with your friends and the people that you live with. But also my sophomore year kind of felt like my first year again because I had made so many friends through my sorority, and I wasn't living with the same people but still super close with them. So I think just being open-minded, because I think it can be a little daunting thinking like, okay, the first group of people I meet my freshman year, like I can't make any more friends after. But I don't think that's true, and if anything, I think as like the years go on, like you kind of just meet more people and put yourself out there, more clubs. It's an easier way to make friends.
And I feel like it's such a like cliche thing to say, but really putting yourself out there is the biggest thing. Like I think you were saying earlier, Erin, like do not be afraid to be the one who makes that connection. Like if there's someone you like see around campus a lot, like don't be afraid to say like, hey, do you want to like get coffee sometime? And just like invest in that friendship, because everyone's looking to make new friends, especially at the start of the year. So like don't be afraid to be the one who says the thing that probably everyone's waiting for someone to say. So I think that's just a really good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, funny story. I think one of my best friends, I met her in my orientation group, and then I bumped into her in the elevator, and then we had like a 30-second chat, and then later she had DM'd me on Instagram and was like, hey, like, would you want to get coffee sometime? And now we're next door neighbors and living together next year, so that's a cute little story.
I think that wraps it up for today. Thank y'all so much for watching, and hope to see y'all in the next one.
Bye.